Good morning, I am Kevin Price, delighted to be with you here already on Thursday. Hard to believe time goes fast when you're having a blast, and who isn't in the great city of Houston? Delighted to spend some time talking about you and your business. Got best-selling author, entrepreneur extraordinaire, CEO of 123employee.com, Daven Michaels here on the program. He comes on every week with a feature, often bringing some leading business authorities from around the planet on the program. Daven, as always, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin, good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Real quickly, kind of give us the elevator speech for 123 Employee, and then introduce your guest today.
Always happy to do that, Kevin. Well, for those of you that don't know, I'm Daven Michaels, CEO of 123 Employee, and we're the premier outsourcing center in the Philippines. We have hundreds and hundreds of employees on 3 continents. We work with entrepreneurs and some of the biggest thought leaders on the planet. We do their internet marketing, their social media, their telemarketing, their back office tasks, all the busy stuff in their business so that they can focus on the income-generating activities in their business and the things that really excite them. And, Kevin, I'm super excited actually to have one of my great friends, one of my best buds, actually. His name is Mike Stein, and Mike is CEO of Abadak Outdoors, which is really an incredible company. And just to set this up real quick, because I know we only have a few minutes, but Mikey and I have been friends for as long as the Internet's been around. And when the Internet first started, people started making a few bucks on the Internet, I remember Mikey was in a little rented shack figuring it out. And he was the first guy that taught me how to buy traffic. Now, fast forward, I don't know, well over a decade later, he runs a multi-million-dollar company. And it's interesting to note, it's still that same business that he started in that little house. And today, the company's gotten so big, they had to leave California and go to Texas just because of the taxes. So, Mike, are you on the line with us?
I'm here. How you doing? Thank you so much for that.
Mike, give us real quickly your website real quick.
Our website address is abadak.com, A-B-A-D-A-K.
Okay, thank you very much. Go ahead, Daven.
Sure. Well, Mikey, tell us a little bit about Abadak.
Well, Abadak is an acronym. I started off in that shack that you talk about. I was selling tarps and then selling canopies, but I changed the name after a couple of years to Abadak, which is an acronym. It stands for A Better Atmosphere Dedicating All Kind. And the reason why I did that is because we started sending out tarps to people in the hurricane-stricken zones, and it kind of touched a chord with us that, we started talking to these people, and they were in some heavy-duty trouble, and it really touched our heartstrings. So we wanted to make a more important company rather than just, acecanopy.com or tarpsplus.com. We wanted to have something that was special and grow something that's more philanthropic, and that's why it's called Abadak.
Hey, let me ask you real quick, Mike. Are you on a speakerphone by chance?
No, I'm on a cell phone.
Okay, very good. We were worried about that. We do have a little feedback, but we can hear you. Devin, go ahead. Next question.
Sorry about that. I was muted for a second. This is kind of an interesting story. I always say, and Kevin, I know you agree with me, that the more value that you throw out into the world, the more, money comes back to you, right? Or just more personal value. And Mikey, it's interesting to note that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that really put you on the map was, like you said, a natural disaster. Wasn't it Katrina that really kind of took your business to the next level?
Actually, it was a year before. Florida had 4 hurricanes back to back, 4 weeks in a row. And basically we got rid of our supply, we bought out every middleman supplier, we sold out our import, and that really gave us a nice, financial push. I mean, we were a healthy business before that for the first couple of years, but that really did a great push, and then Katrina did, and ever since then, there hasn't been many natural disasters, but that was a nice little push that helped us build the structure of our business.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of give us a panoramic overview, a little bit of the history of the business itself.
Well, I started in 1999. I was pretty much broke. I was an aspiring filmmaker. I just filed BK the year before because although I did a short film and it did really well, short films don't make their money back. And other people backed out. We had to, use our own credit cards for this film. And I was a down-and-out actor, filmmaker, and I got tired of not making money. So I was always an entrepreneur before I was a filmmaker. Daven and I met each other through nightclubs in the late 80s when we were in our early 20s, or late teens, actually. And then So I said, I'm going to go back to, working for myself. So I wanted to sell something on the internet, something that was simple, something that people could use. And tarps was the thing because people always need them. They're expendable items. And it was a very simple thing, and they have many applications. So I learned how to build a website and made my first sale, borrowed some money to make my first sale, which was like only a couple $100. Picked it up on my convertible Buick Skylark, got a second order, got a third order, and then after a couple months, our biggest order came through. It was a $18,000 order. Call came in on a Friday from New Jersey. The guy says, I need tarps on Monday morning. All the trucking companies didn't have any counts yet, so everything was super expensive. Would have ate up our whole profit. I rented a truck within 30 minutes, picked up the merchandise at our Los Angeles supplier, and without any sleep, me and my buddy drove it to New York, and that was our first big turning point that helped us me get from like somebody that was struggling to pay rent to like buy a computer and just move forward.
I love stories like that. Now, Mikey, let's talk a little bit about customer service. And one of the things that you've always been committed to was providing outstanding customer service. And I know what you've learned through the sales process also is that the only way that you make more sales is, by actually having outstanding customer service. So I know you've also had some trials and tribulations along the way. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Originally when I was 19 years old, I started a nightclub business. In nightclub business, you don't have customer service. In nightclub business, your best service is not giving anybody any service. It's kind of the opposite.
Right.
So when I started this business, I didn't have any customer service, and I learned the hard way. And then you start to get to know your customers. You're answering the phone. You're doing a conventional business as opposed to the nightclub business. And you start to hear the stories of, what I needed this for, this is what's happening, and the customers, you start working hand in hand, and these are real people. This is not like a number. This is not a dollar. So then once you start getting emotionally involved with the people, the best thing you could do as a business owner is start to get yourself more empathetic to what they're dealing with and really care and find a way, even if somebody's very unhappy with you, to find a way to care for them, because that's your job. Because anybody could buy something for $1 and sell it for $2. It really is really important to give something more than just selling a product.
Yeah, absolutely. Daven Michaels and Mike Stein have been our guests, and Daven Michaels, 123employee.com, the premier outsourcing company to the Philippines. Mike Stein, Abadak, ABADAK.com. Thanks to both you gentlemen.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You bet. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.